right, evening out there. Hope everybody can see me. I'm still getting caught up here real quick. All right, how's everybody doing out there? Look at this. We got it. We got the stream to work properly right off the bat, I think. Yep. Looks like my cutting mat's upside down, but this is actually what's right next to me. For real. Oh, man. Flip it around. Just for good measure. Oh, so what's new out there, everybody? This is what we're going to work on tonight. Hey, Boxcar Jerry, hope you're doing well. So I figured we spent enough time talking about the engine tracks on the layout that it was time to finally start building one of the engine facilities. This is going to be the one that sits in Geneva. And this facility is actually surprisingly similar to what's actually there in Geneva, which is pretty interesting. So just probably going to have to do a couple of small modifications, and I've actually never kit bashed a structure before in my life. I've really got limited structure building capabilities in general, so it should be interesting to kind of do what we need to do. The big differences between this and what's in Geneva is kind of the roof line is a lot flatter on the shop in Geneva, and then the doorway for the garage itself, or the garage door, is actually way wider. So this door that's in this building, I think what I'm literally going to do is take the Atlas saw, and then I'm literally just going to cut from there up and then over to widen out the door to look relatively close. Heath's image isn't sideways, it's just how I've got to cram it into the camera. Don't worry. This is facing towards me. This is properly. I was just trying to fit the whole box in the camera frame. My apologies for your confusion. You know, can't confuse you too much. I already had you foil my next video. I kind of figured that might be what it was, but with the amount of orientation issues I have streaming from mobile, you know, you can never be too careful. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I think we're gonna kind of just dive right into this. Like I said, we're gonna do a little bit of modification to the kit. It's gonna be slightly kit bashed. I did have some fun talking to Heath this morning about doing the other engine facility that I'm going to need to do. But, yeah. Hey Bradley, thanks for the kind words. I appreciate that. Well, this is certainly not a how-to video because I am a very novice structure builder, and I like to be very clear about that when I start in on these sorts of things, because this is not my strong suit at all, but I'm learning for sure. Adam, yeah, watching the grab bag, that's awesome. Oh man, hey Rick, how's it going? Glad you enjoyed the op session this past weekend. So the prototype, the track actually, like I said, it is a wider door, so I'm gonna just kind of modify it by trying to cut as straight as I can up this way, and then connecting it with the garage door. And then if I need to, I'll file down kind of the trim and just use some very thin styrene to make my own trim around the door. And then I'm just gonna model it with an open door, just to be the simplest of you know, as it can be. So yeah, you know what, Heath, I have a feeling building N scale structures with my level of skill is not a good idea. Yeah. Rick, yeah, you're snowed in. We haven't gotten it quite as bad here, but I already got the go ahead from my boss to work from home tomorrow because it's so bad in Rochester. So take that and run with it for sure. All right, so I guess we're gonna kind of just get into this, without without dilly dallying. The nice thing is, if I goof this up too bad, I've at least got two other sides that will work if I need them to. So that's nice. But we're gonna start with the modification first, and then we'll actually bother to look at the instructions and see what they say. Alright, so these are the two I'm going to use. Let's see, what do I want to use to kind of hold my lines true here? I'm trying to think about that. I guess I could actually mark out the lines. I've got a square around here somewhere. I did have a square around here. There it is. Alright. So, literally just want to bring this garage door over to the end of the door here. Let's see if I can actually successfully draw straight lines. Hey, Illinois Midland, how are you? Moving stuff into the spare bedroom. Awesome, Adam. All right. Oop, that's too far. Yeah, Bradley, it's funny, that's the difference in the two cultures, right? Is you guys kind of, you don't have the equipment to deal with it, which is, we joke about that up here, you guys closing for an inch of snow, but the reality is, if you don't have the capability to move that snow, there's a good reason why you're doing it for sure, and that's respectable. Hey, Dennis, how are you? Yeah, Dennis. So this is going to be the new engine facility in Geneva itself, and just doing a little bit of modification. This kit is very, very similar to the actual facility that's in Geneva. The only difference is that the facility that's in Geneva actually has just one big wide door rather than a individual entrance. And that's on the front and the back of the building. So we're gonna cut from here over, and hopefully it goes well. I don't know if this is really gonna be the right tool for this though, because it's not gonna allow me to get flush in there. What's everybody think? What should I be using to cut this? I need recommendations from more experienced kit builders here. I do have a Dremel with some blades that are probably okay to use for plastic if I wanted to. But I'll defer to the judgment of the chat. All right, Heath says Dremel. All right. Anybody opposed to that? All in favor say aye. And then all opposed say nay. And I'll take a score of any abstentions as well. All right, Rick says scribe with an X-Acto. Okay. So I have a very healthy fear of X-Acto blades, as you might be able to see by this this nice beautiful scar on my index finger. It's yeah, I had a bad one, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll try that. I'll be careful, and then we'll go to Heath's idea if that fails. I've got a relatively fresh blade already in the X-Acto. I think I just put it in the other day, and I think I've cut like 2 pieces of cork with it. So we'll try that first here and see how it goes. Let's see. I'm gonna go this way first, and I'm gonna give myself a more solid surface to cut on, I think, here, and cut away from myself, of course. And what could go wrong if I slice up that finger again, Okay, I'm scribing. Oop, I did go a little too. Oh, I went a little too far. Good thing I'm gonna retrim it, so hopefully that's not gonna be too bad, but I'll just have to make sure I cover it up. Oh man. I can grow another, Rick. I don't know about that. Slow speed to not melt plastic. Yeah, that's what I'd be worried about with the Dremel too, is, I've tried to use a Dremel for plastic projects previously, and I've definitely been guilty of doing that. So maybe it's a better idea for me to leave the Dremel to the pros. I don't know. Maybe am I calling Heath a pro there, since he's the one that initially suggested the Dremel? Heath, would you consider yourself a professional structure builder? Oh man. So what's the deal here? Do I just keep going with this until I'm all the way through? Should I, once it's perforated, should I be able to bend and snap it? Ah, poor Heath. Oh man, this is probably actually a good opportunity to use my Alpha blade. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these, but they're pretty neat if I can find it. I picked this up on the recommendation of my good friend Mike Pyzik. Oh man, where is it? Oh, now I'm getting all your hopes up, and I might not even know where it is. My desk isn't even that unorganized right now. What a shame. I don't know where it is. I guess I'm not using it. Sorry to get your hopes up. Oh, there it is. Oh man, chat's going crazy tonight. I gotta keep up with you guys here. Sorry. Hey, John. See that you dropped in there. How are you? Oh yeah, always cut towards yourself. Sure, sure, Heath. So I don't know if anybody's ever seen an alpha blade before, but this is what they are. It's a blade kind of designed um, to take material out of a channel as you're cutting, which is kind of interesting. But it's supposed to work really well for this particular situation, I guess, according to Mike. The only thing that makes me nervous is it's kind of is designed to sort of cut towards you. So I guess I'll cut this way. But yeah, it's really good at kind of channeling out the material rather than just scoring it. They are usually thicker, but I mean, I don't necessarily need to be precise here. I just need to move material in a straight line quickly. I want to say I could probably snap this pretty safely now, but I'm not really sure. I went too wide. Maybe that's a little too dull. Oh well. That's interesting that you feel that way, Steve. I'll allow you to cut yourself, or excuse me, I will allow you to cut that way. But you know, after the index finger incident, I tend to try to be a little bit more careful than I than I used to be. It definitely does feel unnatural to cut away from yourself, for sure. I'm really tempted to just try to snap this at this point. What does everybody think? Can I do that safely? Have I scored it enough, do you think? I think this top ridge is definitely scored enough. I don't know that, you know, this bottom one is necessarily. For anybody just joining too, I did try to make it clear at the beginning of the show, but I am a very novice structure builder. I'll be relying heavily on the insights of those more experienced tonight in the chat for sure. We are modifying this structure just to give it a wider door to match the prototype, and then I think we're actually going to try to bring down the overall slope of the roof line as well, just because it is not quite right. Keep scoring. All right. Score, score, score. 4 score 7 years ago. I'm definitely going to need to clean up this cut a little bit. Make it look straighter. I think for now I'm going to model it with doors open too, but yeah. Change blade often. Okay, I think I'm almost through, but I will before I start in on the next door. Interesting, a nibbler from Micromark. All right. I'll have to check that out, Bradley. Thank you for the recommendation. I think I'm actually am through in point of this now. No, not quite, but I can tell I'm nearly there. I'm definitely almost there. There we go. I am through. Just need it to go all the way up to the top now. Okay. Alright, through on that side. Just need to go through on the top. It's almost there. I thought I already was. Almost. Oh, that's what I didn't want to do. Thanks, Steve. I guess this one will be the back of the building. Oh, man. That's unfortunate, but we'll still make it work. Definitely a little bit of cleaning up to do with the file, but that went about as well as I could have expected. Alright. New blade time. Let me just get my... This is my old blade container. So that I'm not throwing them straight into the trash. Alright. Oh, there's my new blades. How many do I even have? Looks like I've got 3. Nice, Dennis. That's a clever way to dispose of your blades for sure. So the other one do that all on the back. Okay, I can try that, Adam, for sure. Yeah, let's give that a shot, Adam. I can try that. The only thing I was liking, well, I don't know if it's kind of got this chamfered edge, so I don't know. I can definitely get the mark on pretty easily on this side, but going off of this edge is going to be a bit of a challenge. Hold still, please. Well, Heath, you know, when I'm going through them like crazy, I'm sure I will. That's just what I have on hand. Okay. Alright, so I'll use the straight edge for the first couple of cuts here. Yeah, see, it's, well, I guess I could go right up to that. Yeah, I hope I'm cutting square here. Okay. Once I don't need to rely on this being square, I'll take Steve's advice and cut to the corner instead of, or cut from the corner instead of to it, but I just need the straight edge in here to start this. Alright. Absolutely. Use what you've got. Somehow straight from the... See, it Adam was a good idea to cut from the back because I already strayed off my scoring edge once here. Thanks, Heath. I'll pick up more, especially before I start in on kit bashing the next engine facility, which I think is going to be a project that happens quickly. I got to get to work on the Fremo modules here soon. There's a lot to do for those, but right now I'm kind of in a holding pattern, waiting for one of our other people building the modules to make a template for our alignment jigs. So it means I'm just working on the main layout for a little while that gets going. Straight off of it again. How's it look from the front? Not bad. Yeah, Adam, that'd be cool. I'm a little nervous because my group is supposed to be done in order to display our modules, at least, track down, not necessarily scenic, but we're supposed to be done by July, and I'm the furthest along of all of us because everybody else is kind of relying on me, which they shouldn't need to be, frankly, but and I've just been so freaking busy that I haven't been up to the club to help people work on them. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to have them done by July, honestly. I did share, though, with Dennis. I'm not ready to make it public just yet, but I'm working on some really fun stuff for the Fremo side of things, which should make it really exciting. I'm talking about the locomotives that are going to be running on the modules. So more news to come on that eventually, but should have some fun. Are they going to have modules set or Fremo area at the Colorado RPM, Adam? I think I'm almost through here. Let's see. Oh yeah, beautiful. Nice clean cut. Okay, happy with that for sure. Now we just got to start in on this side. Thanks, Dennis. Appreciate it. I'm definitely gonna need help from somebody as far as getting those decals printed. Well, I can't go too much further. I'm gonna start giving stuff away. But I have a buddy that helps me with decals that hopefully will be able to help me with these as well. That's awesome, Adam. Well, at least you got space to set up at the event, right? That's always a good thing. Seems like Fremo here in specifically central New York is starting to really take off. There's a whole nother event being added to the calendar this year. I'm technically in Western New York though, and I'm hoping as soon as my modules and the rest of my club's modules are done, we can kind of spearhead more actual Fremo in this area specifically. But we'll see. There probably is, Heath. There's Fremo N everywhere. You and Dennis gotta start building some, both of you. My buddy Rob is huge into Fremo N. Well, building Fremo N. He's not quite there yet, but the plans he's got, he's basically got an entire layout planned in Fremo N. He's always looking for more people to get involved with. Yeah, Dennis, you've got your T-Track stuff going for sure. Eventually, I do plan to dabble into modular N scale just to say that I've done it. My plan is once the main layout is kind of more close to being, obviously a large layout's never fully done, but once it's to a point where it's relatively complete, like a 95-ish%, I'd love to kind of be able to bounce back and forth between a modular project and the main layout, making videos. Not to get into the weeds, too much, but I question whether or not that's a big reason a lot of YouTube channels specifically that are building small layouts kind of burn out. Is because, you get it to a point where it's like basically complete and you're like, okay, what other content do I have to make here except for running trains and, that sort of thing. So I feel like, years down the line when the Finger Lakes Railway layout is nearly done, that's going to be hopefully how I continue to make interesting content. No Fremo N. What a shame, Heath. Well, maybe you can be the trendsetter, I feel like this side is going way slower than any of the other sides did. And I don't know why. You think it's dull already, Heath? Should I already be changing the blade? I guess I'm almost there. You think so, Bradley? If I think it's dull, it's already dull. All right, well, I am just going to power through because I am almost there. There we go. It just went. Ta-da! There we go. Awesome. Okay, so those are done. I'm just going to file down the edges here real quick, get them cleaned up, and then we'll actually start assembling. Don't worry, Heath, I didn't cut myself. think while I'm here too, I'm gonna try to file down the actual ridges as well, just so that I can go back in with some styrene later and make my own, since, obviously the trim work doesn't continue now. We'll see how that goes. My layout better be done in October. That's funny. Definitely not going to be done by that time. That's for sure. It's pretty clean. Okay, just got to clean up the sides here. Yeah, Adam, I know that feeling. This is a rare occasion for me actually where I don't have a ton of projects going at the same time. I kind of wrapped up as much as I can. Yesterday I had a marathon worth of Keep Live installs. Just got one left to do, which I'll let you guys in on a little secret since you guys tuned in here. But I've got a replacement coming for one of my Finger Lakes locomotives. Technically, in my era, it wears a non-corporate paint scheme. So I finally found the right predecessor road to make the swap. So that'll be rolling around in a different paint scheme as soon as that locomotive, the new one, gets to me. Got a little bit of work cut out for myself. Keep Live install, and then I've got to install ditch lights on the new shell, but should be up and running pretty quick. Alright, so let's get the lip of this done. Yeah, Bradley, I guess I should get the chainsaw out, huh? I do still have to finish up my Erie unit, but some of you might have seen I posted a in search of yesterday. The lenses that I've got, the ones that I was trying to use in last week's stream, are just absolutely awful. So I finally found a place that has the right Details West lenses that I've used in the past and just absolutely love. And I ordered 6 packages of them. So I ordered in bulk so that hopefully if that product for some reason is gone away forever, I should be now stocked up well enough to not worry about it. Okay, I've almost got this cleaned up enough. There's just a little ridge right here. Hey, Joey. Yeah, structure building. This is kind of inspired by our conversation earlier. This is the other engine facility that I've got to make. This is the one for Finger Lakes. And this one, thankfully, is a little bit simpler of a build, for sure. Just a Walther's kit. And the Walther's kit is actually very, very similar to what's actually on the Finger Lakes, thankfully. So that's good. I do have to modify the roofline a little bit, though. I think we're gonna try to do that next. I should actually be able to use the Atlas saw for that, thankfully. So maybe that'll go a little bit quicker. But I've just got to flatten down the roofline a little bit. But Happy you guys are all here chatting with me, giving me guidance on my first official kit bash here for sure. Makes it a lot less stressful to try to do with plenty of others in the audience for sure. Oh man, Bradley, you got to get to work on them. Yeah, you know what, Joey? It is really long in real life, but unfortunately, on my layout, it's got a bit of a finite space to fit in. So we're just going to use the one. I mean, that's going to be the overall length of it ultimately. But yeah, we'll deal with it just being probably honestly about half the length. I want to set the mood for it. You know what I mean? All right, so that's good. Just gotta do this side now. Yeah, space. The final frontier in Star Trek and model railroading. The one constraint we all have to deal with. I suppose I should probably just take all of this, trim work off. Just because if I don't, and I build the structure first before I put the replacement styrene on, I'm going to regret it. Seems to be coming off pretty smoothly, which is nice. Bradley, I found the lenses at a shop in Canada, actually. Somebody posted a link on one of the posts that I made. I cross-posted it in like 4 different groups because I was just so tired of looking for them. I wanted to make sure somebody got me the answer. But if you go look, I think I posted the link in the comments of all 4 of the cross postings and my original on the Facebook page, so it should be there. I think it's something like TRD locomotives. Actually, you know what? I got my phone right here. I can check. Let's see. Oh, TMR Distributing. So there's their website right there. Hopefully you can see it. It's tmrdistributing.com. They are a Canadian retailer, but they do ship to the U.S. for a relatively reasonable price, which is nice. It was $9.50 for shipping, which is, more than you're going to pay for a stateside retailer, but given the situation, I'm more than willing to pay that price to get them from Canada. Because they are absolutely impossible to find right now, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to call that one done. Let's get this one cleaned up, and then we can start in on attempting to flatten the roofs properly. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that just yet, but we'll figure it out. Oh, I think I cut this one a little bit differently. So this might be a bit more of a challenge, but that's okay. Yeah, exactly, Joey. That's that's exactly the point. These things are so hard to find that I found them where I could, paid the extra shipping costs, and bought in bulk, so that for some reason these things really are nowhere to be found again. I'll be okay. He said the same thing, that I should break out the Dremel. Hopefully this is not going to be too much longer here, though. Almost got it all the way. Good to go. Trying my best to kind of keep the filing flat here. Glad it's keeping you fascinated, Bradley. I appreciate that a lot. This is, my original idea for Talkin' Trains was just, to get myself some more time at the workbench and, to be able to have a chat with people as I worked. I thought, what a great concept. Kind of get inspired by watching a lot of like Minecraft YouTubers and Twitch streamers, they'll work on their virtual project and just hang out and talk to a chat. I thought, you know what? That's what I want to do. I missed having time at the workbench. I wasn't getting as much as I used to once I started building the layout. So what a good way to kind of combine the two. Yeah, and Dennis, are you going tonight after me? I didn't see anything from you, so. Understandable, Joey. Family's got to come first, absolutely. Okay, sounds good, Dennis. Yeah, so if anybody's interested, Dennis will also be streaming tonight. I kind of call myself his opening act. So he's going at 9:45 tonight for anybody that's a night owl. I'll probably catch the first few minutes, Dennis. My dad in the background. Okay, we're almost there. Almost prepped. Yeah, exactly, Dennis, totally. Oh, I guess I got a little more cleaning up to do here. Almost there. Okay, we'll call that good enough. Almost past your bedtime already, Bradley? Oh, man. Yeah, football games, I'm with you, though. Holy cow. As a Bills fan, we've, had the privilege, I guess you could call it, of being on a lot of primetime games this past year. And why they all start at 8:30 is beyond me. I don't understand why they've got to do that. Okay, so we're gonna bring the roof line down just a little bit here. I'm really just guesstimating as to where it should really be, but we'll give it our best shot. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Just need to mark I think I want to bring it down like a quarter of an inch, something like that. Nothing too crazy. I just don't want the peak to be quite as steep. That was the only big difference other than the doorways between this shop and the Finger Lakes one. Oh man, that's awesome, Joey. That's so exciting to hear. Can't wait for Late Night Hobbies to be back up and running. Oh, let's see. I need a pencil. How do I guess I can just use this. Let's see. Alright, so we are at about, can't see anything. See, this is the tough part. Okay. This is a very cheap square. Like, it's definitely designed to be read from this way, but you can't read anything from this way. I don't think it's got like a protective film on it, does it? Oh, it does. That's why. Wow, look at that. Shows how much I've used this thing. Hey, Santa Fe guy, how are ya? All right. Now that my square is actually, visible. Let's see. So I'm at about 3 13/16 now. And I think I just want to bring it down to like 11/16. I'm gonna mark 11/16 here. Oh. Wow. So there's my actual midpoint. There is 11/16. I might need to use something a little more permanent. Nope, other side. All right. There we go. That's much better. All right. All right. I guess I can use this as a straight edge for this project too. See, this is where it would be more convenient to be using the other side to cut from, but I'll make it work. Okay. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, Dennis, we got to talk to Sean about seeing if we can get him to be an NMRA partner. Because we've got a bunch of people in the Lake Shores division that want to build T-Track modules. I was talking to the RIT kids, and all of them seem to be very interested in doing that as a project. And we've got some Lake Shores guys that want it too, so it'd be cool to kind of, get that whole thing where we were kind of working. All right. Hopefully I'll be able to use my Atlas saw for this because it should go faster. Just Gotta get my cut going first. Well, I mean, I didn't mean that you needed to shoot him a message about it, but if you want to, you certainly can, Dennis. You know, I don't know him that well, but I was, willing to reach out if I needed to, but it's also, maybe, I don't know if maybe we should have somebody from the National reach out, but I don't know. I guess I shouldn't do that, Heath. I was careful in my video not to say that, but yeah, I probably should be referring to them as fully grown adults because they are, certainly. Okay, there's one side done. Now for the other here. That's so weird that it like takes down the peak, and it was really messing with me there for a second. Okay, that groove looks good. I do have a chopper, but I felt like this was too big to use for that. Yeah, they are. Yeah, okay, they are too big to use for that. Yeah, I've got one of those. I've used it a couple of times so far, and fully intend to use it more than likely, honestly, for this project when I go to retrim around the garage doors. Whew. Arm's getting tired. A lot of work. Almost there. I'm destroying this quote-unquote self-healing mat in the process, but it's had a good run. Alright, so how's that look comparatively to this? Yeah. Much better, I'd say. Very nice. Closer to what I think is really there, for sure. Alright, Joey, have a good night. Go enjoy being dad. I got mine for a steal at my chopper for, a heck of a deal at one of our train shows. Alright, so once again we'll mark the center line here. Hopefully my head's not getting too far in the way of everybody. Nice, Bradley. Oh yeah, gotta mark my cut line here. 7/16. Okay. That's good. I think this marker's finally starting to give out on me. All right, how's that look? Pretty symmetrical? I'd say so. All right. One more time here. So what else has everybody got on the workbench tonight? I usually ask that question way earlier in the stream, but sort of forgot. I think I'm going to end up running into a problem with these sidewalls now being too tall, because I'm accidentally going a little lower than I really wanted to, but I guess we'll address that problem as we come to it. Yeah, I've seen the kind of mini table saw before, Bradley, and I wouldn't mind having one of those, honestly. They seem like they come in handy as you become a more tenured structure builder for sure. Way too many projects to list, John. Yeah. What else is new for you, though? That's that's usually what you've got going on. Propane and propane accessories. Nice, Dennis. Almost there. I'm really chewing into this mat, though, as I go. Whew. Holy cow. Close here? No, of course not. I'm exhausted. Why would I be close? P&LE Gons, awesome, Illinois Midland. Yeah, Santa Fe guy. I do also prefer, a nice solid roof. Just need this one to be, a little less of a steep roof line. Is all I'm looking for here. The prototype shop that I'm trying to replicate was very, very similar to this Walthers kit. Just needed the garage doors modified and the roof line kind of dropped down a little bit. Let's see how close these are now. Pretty much spot on. Awesome. Yeah, they're a little off, but hopefully I can work with that. Hopefully we'll be okay and it won't be that noticeable. We'll see. Alright. Tennis. In your professional opinion, right? Alright, let me get this alpha blade put away. And then we'll actually see what the stand the two of them at once. Okay. Alright. Oh no, let's see. The issue is that I think for some reason, I somehow have the peaks slightly off, which stinks a little bit, but we could try to do that. Let's see, I had a C-clamp over here. Oh, I've got these though, these will work. The wheel inspection dot, awesome. So, Illinois Midland, are we talking about the cast iron wheel dots? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, make sure these are lined up at the bottom. I'm gonna really try to make sure that these are not going anywhere. Alright, so what happens now if I try to move these? Are these going to want to move on their own? No, not really. Okay, so these are lined up pretty good. Alright, let's try this, Dennis. Come on. Yeah, this is definitely going to help. That was an awesome tip, Dennis. Thank you. Okay, that side's good. Yeah, so Illinois Midland, there's a couple of, there's a pretty good fleet of ex-Conrail ballast cars in the Finger Lakes Maintenance Away fleet, and they all still have those dots on them. And I've got a buddy that's, a former railroader and friend. He might still be out there in the chat, Rick. He was surprised to find out that they actually still had those dots on them, even today in the Finger Lakes fleet, which is kind of cool. Yeah, you know what, Bradley? If I had a benchtop sander, I'd probably find a way to just go too far with it. That's unfortunately ends up being my MO too often. As much as Heath likes to re-glue everything, I like to file things down and not leave well enough alone. Okay, so those are done. Let's see what the actual instructions have in store for us here. Because, you know, Walthers, they give you really spectacular instructions, you know. Yep. This is a whole write-up on it, but, like, doors and windows, okay, yep, those are all my things. So are you not actually going to give me... Okay. Okay, cool stuff, but, like, I don't really need any of this at the moment. Oh, I'm not going to be able to use the standard base, am I? They've got the standard base with the rails off to the side, and I need mine to come in, like, dead center. Well, that's a bummer. I'm gonna have to build, like, a basswood or balsa wood base or something. Maybe I could probably just use styrene. Oh boy. Sensor issues. Sensor issues. What a joy. Yeah, so Santa Fe guy, it's funny, the Finger Lakes, they've actually got two of them in PC yellow, but one of the ones that's in Conrail paint, you can literally see the Pensy logo fighting its way back through, which is really cool. So I'm gonna have to try to model that one at some point. I don't know when that'll be, but should be interesting for sure. All right. Yeah, history fights back, that's for sure, Dennis. Okay, so let's see. What do I want to do first? Well, if I'm not using the track for the base, I guess I'm going to have to get creative here. Yeah, all of those initial instructions are just for that. Man, that's a bummer. I can't use that base. So that's what's kind of going to keep everything square, it feels like. I got my 1, 2, 3 blocks, though. I guess I'll just try to use those. Dry clay between the ties. That's interesting. I was just going to get some styrene, paint it concrete color. All right, clean up these sprues. Might also come time for me to make the investment in a better desk here too at some point soon. You can kind of see, like, kind of down here, there's a crack in the middle of the desk. There's actually like a high point on the desk right here, which is not very structure building friendly. Cut the middle section out of the base. Honestly, I don't know. Craft foam. Yeah, see, the problem with all these solutions is that I don't have any of them on hand. I do have 1, 2, 3 blocks, though, so I'm thinking what I'll do is just attempt to build the structure baseless. And then we can go from there. Oh, I've got more of them somewhere else. Where did they go? Ah. See, we got enough 1, 2, 3 blocks to fix this. Okay, butcher block from Lowe's. That would be good because I've got a really decent like support structure here that's just all, 2x4, really solid. I could literally stand on the darn thing, but it's the countertop that's, lackluster. Yeah, it's funny. It's Bradley. It's been fine for model building and stuff. It's when you get to a point now where you're talking about structures that it's becoming a challenge. So let's see. Is this gonna work out for me? I think it is. All right. Get liquid poly. Woo, that stuff's strong. Don't seem to be mating up the way I want them to. Oh, okay. I see what's going on. It's got kind of an interlocking little bit there that I wasn't lining up properly myself. My bad. Okay. This is where I get too fiddly. Trying to ensure the seam is like flawless. I think I really... Okay. Okay, we're going to leave that alone for a second. Yeah. Seems giving me anxiety too, Bradley. Don't worry. That's pretty awesome, Dennis. All right, I'm just going to touch up my liquid cement now that we've got everything in place here. I'm just going to give it a second, and then we'll worry about the other side here. Doesn't seem like a 90. It could be just the camera's askew. No, you're right, it doesn't. Put it on the mat square? Yeah, gee, that would probably help, huh, Bradley? Alright, here we go. I'm doing it. What the heck's the mat for if you're not going to use it, right? Ah, now I just bumped it. Make sure this seam stays good. Okay, make sure this seam is well press fit. Come on. Ultimately, what's more important than it being square, I think, is that the seam looks clean. Because once I put it all together, I'll be able to kind of adjust as needed to make sure that, you know, everything looks good. But I don't know, it doesn't want to, when it's square, it doesn't want the seam to be clean on the corner for some reason. Interesting dilemma. Yeah, the long wall does look a little bit warped. You're right, Adam. No, I get nervous too, Heath. All right. I think I'm just going to kind of leave this to dry with the seam looking right, and then hope that I can kind of adjust it a little bit. should be doing this further up so that I still have working space for the rest of this part. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to touch this up one more time, and then I'm leaving well enough alone. If I need to do some sort of trim work on the outside just to make it look good, I will. If I need to put something in the middle there to stop it from being warped, then I'll do that as well. But let's see. Now I'm just going to, I guess I'm just going to kind of finish up this side, and then I'll, once they're all dry, put them all together. Hey, Garrett. Yeah, when I put on the roof, because I kit bashed the roof, I don't know if I'm going to get that luxury to have the roof kind of auto-correct it. We'll see. All right. So this is the back door of the shop that I'm working on now. Hopefully I should be able to just kind of reuse these 1, 2, 3 blocks, since I know they're square on the mat. Okay. I'm getting a much cleaner seam out of this side, I think. Alright, cool. Yep, definitely a little bit of warping going on here. We'll have to figure out how to fix that, but don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Absolutely. That's for sure. Alright, well, I think we'll end it here for tonight. We're right at the 9 o'clock. My laptop's running out of battery here, so we're gonna cut her off here. Probably gonna work on this project a little bit throughout the week here, so probably won't make it to next week's live stream. I'm hoping by the time I live stream next Monday to have everything that I need to finish up my 2308 project here and the Erie Heritage unit. So be sure that you tune in there. Let me just read what Bradley said here real quick. I really appreciate that, Bradley. That's very kind. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Well, we're going to end it there. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If anybody's out there in the chat that's not subscribed, hey, make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you have been with me all night here. There's plenty of long form video content on the channel that is just pretty much just as good a time as these live streams. So check that stuff out as well. Dennis will be live. N-Scale Train Boy will be live at 9:45 tonight, so be sure to tune into that as well if you can. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody.